Welcome back, everybody. Another Bofer in the dark. Why am I in the dark? One of my lights burn out. It'll be fixed soon. But, today we have a specialty video, something that's a little bit more niche than the typical topics that we discuss and show gameplay of. And that specialty move is how to abuse, or utilize, I should say, Hamuul plus beasts being banned to generate triples and Amalgadons. For a more detailed explanation, Hamuul has card text that basically says, whatever is the highest tribe on your board, highest number of minions of a specific tribe on your board, generate a tavern of your tavern tier that contains only that tribe. Well, in games where beasts are banned, if you have Aggamaggans on the board, your highest tribe is still beasts. If you're on Tavern 5, you have 2 Aggamaggans, no other tribe with 2, and you play a Hamuul, your entire tavern is guaranteed to be all Aggamaggans. The Great Boar. Get extra value from your blood gems. Kind of niche to know that, because you can take multiple triples, and then, you know, it's okay. But when you're on 6, there are only 2 beasts in the game when beasts are banned. Aggamaggan and Amalgadon. And a menagerie board, which you already have because your highest tribal count is 2, correct? Plus Bran, plus this trick, means you get to play for Amalgadons and blow out lobbies. It's a very, very niche usage, but sometimes you don't have a way where you can play the game from your position to outscale somebody and you have to take a shot at an Amalgadon pivot. And sometimes shooting the moon like that is your best play. It's a weird little tool to have in your tool belt. 1 out of every maybe 100 games, it can come in useful. And if you know it, you can take advantage of it. All right, enjoy. It's a pretty good minion. This guy, or Micro Mummy, is really like the best we could hit. It's a meme pick, even if it's good. True. N'Zoth is pretty memey. I mean, it's not the same level of the 2 good ones. Kurtrus and Mutinous are very strong. Yeah, we're a little down. To be fair, we got a first in the last game and that hasn't logged yet. So what are we down, like 40 points on the day? 50? Whatever. Considering we took 2/8 out of the first 4 or 3 games, I'm gonna live with it. And the big disadvantage of Jeef Curve is that you have to find a token in this at some point to be able to level on curve. But yeah, we don't have that problem when we're Mutinous. As long as we keep a minion on the board, we can always take that gold. And now we have a pair of Micro Mummies and we level straight to 3. I wish chat liked a bit more variety. Instead, you can bet easy on Mutinous, Chinvala, Reno. See, the thing is, McCurt, you aren't the normal chatter. You're a weird person. Now, you are the type that's around a lot. And the average person in Twitch chat spends 40 minutes in a stream. Which means that when you get a bunch of people that are cycling over and over and over again, they haven't seen all the Mutinous games. They haven't seen all of the ones that we've played before where you're going, you know, I wish we didn't have to see this again. They didn't see it again. It's just an interesting hero to them. So it may get repetitive to you, just doesn't get repetitive to them as much. So we can level off curve or we can go straight up. Either one's fine here. I think we're just going straight. It's pretty good to take good stuff and then buy again, because next turn we just buy in hero power and level. The disadvantage is we don't go to 4s aggressively. But we don't have a token on the board either. If these minions are better, this would be a lot easier of a choice. I think I like rolling. Buying and rolling. We're going to hero power whichever minion we buy next turn. Which means that we're probably just going to take Fiendish, play it, hero power the Weaver, level, then hero power the Fiendish, level, and take the Micro Mummy. Maybe not. No. For 8 gold we have to stay down. We're gold short. We need to get a token. That doesn't add up. That doesn't add up. What's up, Zwanartha? I'll be honest, I always vote for what I think is the worst hero because I want to see someone do good with it. A lot of times we pick bad heroes, and unfortunately, when you pick bad heroes, you're mitigating damage to your MMR. I mean, for what it's worth. And a lot of times that looks like playing like taunt comp or whatever. So while I like the theory of what you're saying, the execution just turns into we just take a we just end up taking the same type of line, acting like we don't have a hero power. Like Flurgle's so bad that you don't want to play in the Murlocs. You just want to play the game like you don't have a hero power. I got a little distracted in the middle of that turn, trying to figure out the next one. I think we buy, sell Sunbacon, then hero power Wrathweaver, put all the stats on here and level, and then we just take a 5-star at the beginning of the next turn. And while the theory's good, and that's why I don't try to min-max every hero while doing this. Try to play at least a little bit into the hero power. Like for Flurgle, we did force a Murloc game. We also played a game that was not Murlocs. Or patches, sometimes your Pirates, sometimes your Menagerie. Chinvala, we've had Menagerie games. Just take a 4 right now. I don't like it. I wouldn't buff this one either. Who wants to buff that thing? But yeah, if you're really trying to min-max some of these bad heroes, if we take like the bottom of the list, and we just go all the way down. Like, how do you play Elise? You barely use the hero power. You level and you look at the map. How do you play AFK? You just get pissed. How do you play Flurgle? Default hero. Patchwork, Malagos, whatever. Like, these guys kind of just don't do anything. Rat King, you just go, yeah, we might get a small advantage off one of them at some point. Sindragosa is an interesting hero. Curator's okay. Lich is actually reasonably good. I think people just fail at Lich. Pyramid, like some of these bad heroes, like you're just baited to push the button a lot of times. If you float a gold, cool. But don't do like stay on one and pick up a micro machine. Like that day where that was a good enough scaling line to be playable, that ship has sailed. It is gone. 10 to 14. Hit left. That's not left. Hit right. Hit poorly. Nah, it's actually okay. Like, this is just a fine result. This is 10 damage. Micro Machine with 4 health? Yeah, it's great. But it's not worth staying on a lower curve. You might be able to Jeef curve with it if you get like the right setup or something. But it's pretty tough to make work. Yeah, we obviously took some damage to play for a 5-star. It's not worth hero powering this turn, right? We just take 2 decent tribes. Like a Murloc is always good. And these are stats. We like stats. I really just want to mitigate a little damage here. Well, you have your mech. True, we have our mech. He's great. Look at all those stats. Look how pretty he is. Our Chinvala win rate, though, true. Our Chinvala win rate's good. Still about 2.0 average, almost, what, 10 games played on this account? Across the two accounts, because we're now switching between accounts, letting chat choose the heroes on both. I realized I started playing Mutinous way too conservatively, ended up having 7 minions on the board and top 8ing. Yeah, the problem when you go wide on Mutinous, you start having to sell minions, and it's just lost potential in number of stats on the board. You obviously are a little bit stronger on the early turns, but a lot of times on the early turns, you don't need to worry about that. Now, this is a ticket lobby, which I would say Mutinous is significantly worse than ticket lobbies. But we have a decent roll. Like, this game's pretty good. To be fair, I have a worse record with some of the highest ranked heroes, with Chinvala and Mukla I'm pretty great with. As always, it is just impossible for us to evaluate our own win rates with heroes. You can see trends over like 50 plus games, but if you aren't playing 50 plus games with a hero in a meta, the low sample size is going to dwarf everything. Well, I guess we take an elemental for a turn? I'd rather have the 1/6 because of the higher health and the free gold for next turn. So it's a 5/10 versus a 7/9. Not as concerned about that as much as I am the 1 gold difference. If it was just these two things in a vacuum, you could argue either one of them. 5 isn't a very good break point at this point in the game, but neither's 9. Give it one more attack. I'm Ron Burgundy? Who put the question mark on the teleprompter? You know Ron reads anything that's put in front of him. Oh, we have a double Light Fang board on Mutinous. Some would say that's good. I'd say it's a little slow for a ticket lobby, but it's the best we can do in this game, so definitely not complaining about it. Just pessimistic. This guy died on 7 though, so there's that. First hit was good. One of you just needs to snipe the Deflecto shield. You're the best. You're the best little refreshing anomaly ever. Somebody's strong. Hey look, a triple. What's our missing tribe? Demons? Who cares about demons? It's a good demon. It's a beast as well. I should probably freeze for that, right? We cycle the sun bacon. I like how we get 6 tribe menagerie off our Light Fang here. Because we got the Aggamaggans. We're just gonna cycle one of these and then leave a better version of a card on the board. We're taking Thorncaller out? Yeah, we just consume it. We take the blood gems, which are still added value. We're still greeting this game. Like, as weird as that feels being a spell lobby, and we advocate for, like, tempo and spell lobbies is king most of the time, we're pretty strong and we're pretty healthy still. Light Fang is keeping us very, very, very relevant. Any stats that are added to the board are most likely permanent to us. Well, that's a shield. That's a start. We're gonna start eating something on the board and replacing the tribe pretty much every turn. So we'll just consume the mummy. It's done its job. Get a poison. We even get a pair here. And it's a little awkward in the short term, because we're just kind of randomly putting gold wherever the fuck it'll go. And then putting down a little minion. We'll freeze for that. But we're really just gradually subbing Divine Shields into the board. So next turn we'll consume the anomaly, we'll cycle through that spot, and then leave that on the board instead. Maximizing power or value here, getting very good value off of Flat Tusk, slowly putting Divine Shields on the board as Mutinous. Yeah, Aggamaggans is in not when beasts are banned, but when Quilboars are. Even though the card is a beast. Amusingly, we could do a Amalgadon transition at this point in this game too, if we ever get to go to 6. If we could find one... Fuck's its name? What's the card I'm thinking of? Hamuul. Yeah, Hamuul stuff. Yeah, exactly, Maze Balls. We were on the same line of thought. Because we could drop Light Fang and play Agamaggan to the board and Hamuul it. We'd have to, you know, consume something on that turn, but we'll have 2 beasts as our highest tribe, which means we'll get only Agamaggan and Amalgadon on the 6-star board. It's a pretty good hit. It's gonna be the world's biggest Agamaggan, that's all. We're not going to sell 2 to buy the pair. So we're just going to dump you back on the board. What are you? Mixed minions. I don't know what that means. I'm going to use this as a bumper for the turn. Mixed minions, aka Amalgadons, on 6. Dump demon when you need the combo? Yeah, like we just consume something and then sell Light Fang. When we get to that point, because then you want the tribes on the board so you can play all the Amalgadons. So we could consider picking up a Bran. It's unlikely that we ever get to that point though, in this game, unless we get an Ice Block or something. Like, that game's not going to drag on that long. Wow, it's amazing how you can have infinite stats and still not be competitive because high rolls are better than just getting Light Fang scaling. What a great example. When we talk about, like, Golden Light Fang is not a win condition, look at this game and what's on this guy's board and look at our board and go, huh. Yeah, we're not competitive. That's a pretty shitty set of hits, not gonna lie. Yeah, we're not competitive. Even with 6 tribe, Golden Light Fang, and Agam, or in Flat Tusk. Not competitive with this guy. Well, there's the block. It's kind of a pointless transition unless you find a Bran. I mean... maybe one kills the other, we lose, we get a ghost round, and we try to do it. Either way, we're taking Sunbacon, because we're just going to cycle all the blood gems we get through with Aggam. You could argue that we do it right now, and we just sell Flat Tusk. Consume Flat Tusk. Buy Bran now? We'd never buy Bran now. We would cycle Sunbacon if we were going to do it. This game just isn't that long. We get big stats on a Divine Shield minion. We still get our scaling. We just consume through after that one. Eat and replace Aggam. Yeah, that's what we're going to do next turn. And I'm not going to greed these turns. Get to the right. It's not going to do. Interesting. Still get there. Those weren't great hits. I'm glad we played that for power, though. We're getting the weaker of the two. You ever want Spore? Or we love on? So he's probably about 40-40 on all his minions. And then Mithrax is like a 70 or 60-80. 50-70. Our breakpoints are kind of bad. We might need the Spore. I don't think so, actually. I want to take the shot at Amalgadon. We have the ice block. We can't really beat him if we don't play for Amalgadons. We're just going to die to that guy. Was there a reason not to level to 6 this game? Yeah, because anything you're not spending gold on, or anything you're spending gold on, is not stats on the board. It might seem like a simplistic viewpoint, but let's be realistic. What do you want on 6? Like, what were we trying to get on 6? Because to me, it looks like there is exactly one card that's good in this situation. Now that we have Bran, it's Amalgadon. But we can't take Amalgadon unless we're really playing for Bran, right? Like, we're not even going to be a good Amalgadon. Alright, so we get this guy and then guaranteed Ghost. Alright, immediate Hamuul. Do we do it on the Ghost turn and let Lightfang play here? I think we take the scaling off Lightfang and we let our block pop. And then we do the Amalgadon transition next turn. That was a good outcome. It was a fantastic outcome. I mean, outside of killing him, that's as good as it gets. Because we just lose a round, we take a Ghost turn, and then we do an Amalgadon transition. Yeah, I don't really care about faking him out, thinking, oh, he's weak. But if you guys don't know what we're talking about here, if you're not following the logic here, when we put Aggamaggin on this board with the other Aggamaggin, it's going to make our highest tribe beasts in a lobby that doesn't have any beasts. Which means once we play Hamuul, it's going to refresh the board with the only beasts that are in the game. And that is Aggamaggan and Amalgadon. Which means we're going to have Bran and a board full of Aggamaggans and Amalgadons on the transition. We deliberately sacked this round. That's fine. He loses to, like, a big Amalgadon board. Feels good, man. We have a shot to do this still. We let them fight to the death for first, realistically, but... But hopefully this guy dies and we get a pivot to beat the Maiev. And we also have Primal Fin for more looks at the Amalgadon too, but we're only going to have, depending on if we hit multiple Amalgadons. Alright, so we're going to buy this. We're going to buy this. We're going to sell Lightfang, right? Because we want the tribes. Then we're consuming here. Aggamaggan on the board. Hamuul next. Yep. There we go. Should have bought the other one, right? I want to play for the rest of it, but I want to do it on a turn where we can cycle the bad minions off. Like, we can't get another Aggamaggan unless we spend the 3 gold on it. Is that ever better than just taking another roll and just looking for Amalgadon on every tribe? Maybe that's better. We knew what his board was. As long as we pulled the big minions to the back, we're okay. Okay. These are trash. It's good. Oh, Bran's Blessing was actually decent there. I didn't consider it, but we could sell Bran for the last Amalgadon. Okay. This one's going next. No world, we take the last one. Now it's time to look for Selfless Hero. We have the poison for this one. We picked it up a while ago for that reason. Gonna be reasonable for the turn. Consume. Alright. That's our fun pivot. Who says we don't have fun in this game? One token? Yeah. We're gonna want Death Rattle Spores up toward the front. And Spores at the end. Reason you didn't eat the 40/40 mech? Because I didn't know what was going to be on the board at the end, and we had like multiple minions we sold from there. So if it lands on any of them, we can't sell them. But realistically, because what? We had 2 temporary minions, or 3 if we played it like that. Don't really know what we're going to get, what we're going to end up with there. We're favored against this. Annoying. Oh yeah, just go hit the fucking spore, you dumbass. I don't think it's a misplay, for what it's worth. That when we have multiple temporary minions, the stats don't matter because we have a bunch of poison things against poison things. And we need to make sure that if anything's going to be buffed, it's things that are on the board. Like, this is the only thing where the stats mattered, right? Like, nothing's getting above 100. There's no world. So playing out the turns so that we guarantee that we put the things that we actually want on the board at the end is just better. We go first, this does nothing at all. And if we go second, so I would rather have it second. Unless he taunts up multiple things. Hamuul only gives you minions of your tier, correct. That's why we need to be on 6 this game. This is more tokens. Yeah. Pull them to the front, pull those to the back.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wonder if there's a way not to kill with Selfless? Not reliably. Like, we have multiple Divine Shield poisons. Like, you're just gonna put a 2/2 on the board instead of putting a Selfless hero or whatever? Like, we don't need to do that. We need to just play this to play to our outs, because we can beat this guy. And by taunting up the other things, we make it so it's less likely that his Amalgadon, or I should say, his Baron and or Spores or whatever, get all the Divine Shields off the board. Good job, Spore! Bad job. Bad job. It's okay. We still get there. Just a question of, do we need, or how do we do it next time?
Every day, once a day.
Hey, Em. It's okay, sweetheart.
Don't plan it.
Calm down.
Don't wait for it. Just let it happen. Could be a new shirt at the men's store, a catnap in your office chair, or 2 cups of good hot black coffee. Like this. A present.
No?
Like Christmas.
Spore? No, Selfless is worth more than Spore. Like, this would be a way to stop Selfless from going off, but you're talking about, like, even if we didn't taunt this, a 1 and 4 to get good value.
Nothing like a great cup of black coffee.
Faceless? You'd have to sell a minion off the board, or consume it, which consuming is the same as selling pretty much. For the sake of, if we found Golden Selfless Hero, you get value. If you weren't favored, it'd be better to take the 1 and 4 though? Probably not. I mean, yeah, if you're in a position that you're in a really shitty state, then sure. But we're never in that shitty state. We know where we are. It's just number of relevant minions on the board and shields. I would have taken Ghoul. Was the good hit here, was Ghoul. We could have played for a position 2 Ghoul and won almost every time. Because we just kill the first thing, then we get the Ghoul to go off, and we just have 6 minions versus his 5. Or 4. But we'll just have to take our 75%er. Dude. Dude! Unbelievable. Alright, these spores have to carry. It's got to go middle. Alright. We got scammed. Alright. So we lost our 25%er. Alright. I retain. That's the best line. But we win that one the vast majority of the time. Something like 65 to 70% of the time, right? Because we have a 25%er, into a 25%er, into a 25%er, and we had to lose 2 of the 3 of them. Because we lost our block on the first scam, and then we won the second one and we got scammed again. That's disappointing. It was a good pivot, a very good game.